I have a big news coming in from what the American media is reporting on the Russia-Ukraine war. While we know that the war has now been on for over 2 years, but was there a possible nuke strike that America and Russia were preparing for? We are told that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as per American media, possibly played a pivotal role in preventing Russia from a potential nuclear strike on Ukraine. According to the reports that I'm quoting from, President Vladimir Putin's army was facing one setback after another on the battlefield. There were casualties increasing, and there was the possibility of a potential nuke attack that had been decided. However, was there an intervention from Prime Minister Modi? We're also told that even President Xi Jinping had made Russian President drop his plan of hitting Ukraine, and so had Prime Minister Modi mentioned this as well. The reports have revealed that Ukrainian forces closed in on Kherson back in 2022. Entire Russian units face the risk of possibly getting surrounded. The reports have stated that the devastating loss could have served as a potential trigger for Russia to deploy nuclear weapons, and that had come to a halt after what Prime Minister Modi had also sent out. We are told that according to US officials had said that outreach and public statements from Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also from Chinese leader Xi Jinping had helped avert a crisis. This is big news coming in. Remember, I want to remind our viewers here of what Prime Minister Narendra Modi had said. Remember when he had said last year, this is not an era for war. This had been appreciated not just by Russia and Ukraine, but even the French government had said these are the statements that need to come from global leaders. Our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is joining me in this morning telecast for the latest on that. Geeta, good morning. This appears to be a big development because how can we say, and how is the American media quoting that possibly by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's public statements and outreach that a potential nuke attack was averted?
There were reports, information coming in from American media, even then, that Russia is indeed planning tactical nuclear attacks into Ukraine. And the fact that they're not strategic nuclear missiles is the reason why movement of the weapons would not be possible, would not have been possible for the administration back then. But Pooja, again, these are reports coming in from American media. We're yet to get a response from Russia on the story that has been put out. Having said that, yes, if you remember, those were the times late 2022 during the G20 in Indonesia that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the SCO, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that this is not an era of war. And since then, there were many important statements made by Prime Minister Modi, as also External Affairs Minister Jaishankar, on the threat of nuclear missiles and a nuclear war in that could possibly change how the world really looks. And so there were warnings, there were important statements that were coming in from India and from China. It does seem like very specific quotes have been given by senior U.S. administration officials to this one media house, where they have said that they did ask India, China, and other allies, or those who Russia is akin to listen to, that they did approach those countries, some in Europe as well, to impress upon Russia not to go nuclear. So a nuclear attack or a nuclear war, so to say, averted, and countries like India and China that have a very balanced approach when it comes to Russia and the West did play a role, according to this media house.
And any sort of nuke attack, remember, in the times that we live in, could have escalated to a much larger global issue, not limited just to Russia and Ukraine. And thankfully, that did not happen, that because of the outreach and the public statements. Thank you for now, Geeta Mohan, with the latest on that. I want to remind our viewers, what did Prime Minister Modi say, despite being a friend and ally to Russia, also to Ukraine, when the war was happening and India was asked or expected to take a stand? India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi categorically had said in June 2023, this is not an era of war. Listen into that statement.
आज का युग युद्ध का है नहीं, और हमने फोन पर भी कई बार आपसे इस विषय में बात की है कि डेमोक्रेसी और डिप्लोमेसी और डायलॉग, ये सारी बातें ऐसी हैं कि जो दुनिया को एक स्पर्श करती है. आने वाले दिनों में शांति के रास्ते पर हम कैसे बढ़ सके, उसके विषय में जरूर आज हमें चर्चा करने का मौका मिलेगा. आपका व्यू पॉइंट समझने का मुझे भी एक अवसर मिलेगा.